everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Dawn.
I'm Gary.
And we are the Disney Grown-Ups. And we have been tagged by Travels...
Not by the police.
We have been tagged by Travels with V and Steve to do a Disney question. There's 18 questions that we have to answer, and we have to say they're very, very difficult questions. We have struggled. So I will put a link to their channel down below. They do Disney stuff. He's in one of those moods today, I'm warning you all. They do Disney stuff, but they also do travel all around the world. They've got some amazing videos, so it's really worth having a look at their channel. I think we're going to crack on with this because I think this could be long and enduring.
You come to the door of number 10 and go, "Hello, I'm the same as you."
Can you please stop it? As I said, I think this is going to be a challenge. So, the first question is, which Disney movie or scene would you like to be in? You have to excuse us because we've got our sheets here with all our questions on. Yeah, which Disney movie or scene would you like to be in? And Gary came up with one straight away. I had struggled for a while, but Gary came up with his one, which is... You can't read what it says, oh my god.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. The Curse of the Black Pearl. Well, it's the final scene, isn't it? I think it is the final scene where he regains ownership of the Black Pearl, and as he places his hands on the wheel while standing on the quarterdeck, it was just that feel of freedom again.
And I think he says, "Drink up me heart is yo ho" or something.
Yeah, he does that
end,
as well.
doesn't he?
Yeah. But I think it's that just the fact that he's got the ship back, and once again, freedom's in his grasp. That relief, and
so that's
the world is
Gary's one. He came up with that straight away. I had to think about this long and hard, and I still haven't got anything written down, but I was just doing a little bit of ironing and thinking away as you do, and I just suddenly thought, I think actually that I would like to be in Saving Mr. Banks, and I'd like to be in the scene where Walt Disney takes a ride to California, wasn't it? The Disney park in California, and he goes in there and he takes obviously and I can't remember her name, the lady that wrote Mary Poppins, and that's terrible that I've forgotten that. It takes her with him to try and sort of show her around and everything. So I think it would be really nice to be in that scene, because I could go back then to the early days of a Disney park and see what it was like back then. That'd be really nice to experience it not long after it opened. So that's my one. Okay, so number 2. What is your best moment in a Disney park?
What, me?
No, I thought I'd ask that coat over there.
Put these on for a second. Well, we've had loads of good moments, but I think one that really sticks in my mind is when we first went to Paris, having had been to Florida quite a few times. And the first time I went to Paris, and it was really hot.
Yeah, we went in the summer, didn't we?
And we
July,
walked into Main Street for the first time, and that was just that surreal feeling of actually being where we'd been before, but not where we were before, if that makes sense.
I think what Gary's trying to say is, it was the feeling of walking into Main Street USA, which was quite familiar, even though it's different to Florida, it is still very familiar. And because it was hot, and we're used to it being hot in Florida.
And obviously what I was looking, and I was looking down Main Street, which is pretty much the same as looking down Main Street, albeit slightly different castle.
Different castle and whatever. But
and the fact that we'd only left home about 3 hours prior to that. 3 and a bit, maybe. So.
No.
Yeah.
It took 3 hours to drive from Calais to Disneyland.
We drove there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was driving that time. No, but maybe more than 3 hours.
Yeah, probably about 6 or 7. But anyway,
well, a lot less time than it takes to fly to Florida anyway.
So my best moment, I think, again, like Gary's just said, there are so many that I think every moment is a best moment, and it's so hard to choose one in particular, but I think if I've got to pick a best time, if you like, mine would be New Year's Eve that we spent in Magic Kingdom. We'd gone there for Christmas and New Year with my parents, and it was just the atmosphere. We couldn't get on any rides, we couldn't do anything. It was absolutely rammed in there, but the atmosphere was amazing. They were giving away free sort of blowers, weren't they, and like horn things and hats with New Year's Eve on it. Everybody was in such a good mood, and it was just so packed in there, but it was just, the atmosphere was amazing. And to bring New Year's Eve in, standing in Main Street USA, watching all the amazing, I mean, the fireworks at Disney are good anyway. In Florida, I mean, they're second to none, but they were phenomenal on New Year's Eve. And just the memories of being there with our girls and my parents, so all of us as a family there together, sharing that moment. So for me, that would be my best moment, I think. So number 3, what non-Disney song reminds you of Disney? So for me, that was easy, and I think if you've watched our vlogs in the past, you'll know that I've actually mentioned this in one of them, and that is the first time we went to Florida and to Disney at Christmas time. We were in Epcot at one point, and they had the tree lighting ceremony, and they had all these archways with lights that were coming on and off to the music, and it was just such a lovely, lovely place to be. And they played a song called Carol of the Bells, but at the time I didn't know it was called Carol of the Bells, and it was do 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 do. Probably doesn't sound like that at all. But I then went around the shops trying to find that song, singing it to everybody. But that always reminds, you know, us of that special time at Christmas. So that reminds me of Disney at Christmas. But also, we listen to a lot of country music anyway. But when we were out in Florida in the summer with the girls, we had Chicken Fried by Zac Brown Band, and we sort of all learnt the words to that, and that was quite funny. So that one always reminds me of Florida as well. So one reminds me of Christmas time and one reminds me of summertime. You?
Yeah, the Carol of the Bells. Same one.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
not sure about the fried chicken one, but
When was your first Disney trip? That's easy for both of us. It was Christmas 2003, when my parents took us over there for Christmas time, and we had the most amazing time, Christmas and New Year.
yeah, same for me.
I've just said that. Number 5, which Disney character would be your best friend? Now these are really hard questions, and we did struggle a bit.
Well, I don't really dislike any of them.
No, so, you know, but who would be your best friend? It's hard to, I think we were trying to work out, did that mean just the person you like the best, or would it be? So I thought it's probably somebody who you'd like to be a best friend with. So after a lot of deliberation, I've gone with Mary Poppins because she makes everything fun. So it'd be a fun best friend to be there because she does magic and she makes things fun. But it's a hard choice. Your one?
No, I went for Mickey Mouse.
And why did you go for Mickey Mouse?
Well, because he's the main man, he's number one, isn't he? He's the first one. And probably a few other reasons.
Okay, we'll move on swiftly
Well, that was the
from
first
that
one
one.
that sprung to mind.
Okay,
Well,
right.
he's fun, isn't he? He's fun and...
Right, number 6. Which Disney sidekick best fits your personality? Really hard question. Really hard. And we just didn't know. Gary went through a few and then realised that they weren't appropriate.
yeah.
It's really a difficult one, this. So I've gone with, I don't know if he's necessarily a sidekick, he's Mickey Mouse's sidekick, I presume. But I've gone with Pluto because he's loyal, he's fun, he's loving, he likes to play, he likes to have fun. I don't know, I went with Pluto. Your one?
Pascal.
The chameleon.
Yeah.
What, because you're so changeable?
Because I'm green and scaly.
Yeah, no, because you've got such a changeable personality.
And I'm adaptable to different environments.
Ooh, get you! I originally, Gary said it was because quite often he comes across as very shy until he gets to know people, and then...
Yeah, I'm too shy.
Oh, don't start that again. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we've gone to. Right, number 7. Who is your favourite Disney princess? Mine's Ariel. Don't know why, just really like Ariel. Like the songs, like the film. Just went with Ariel. Yours?
Well, this was a bit of an awkward question actually, so I went for you.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be safer. This is my favourite Disney princess.
Ah.
It's a bit of an old one
Be
now.
sick now. Yeah, as I said before, being romantic doesn't suit you. Right, number 8, which Disney movie or scene never fails to make you cry? Well, Gary doesn't cry at anything because he's hard and tough.
Yeah, of course I do, yeah.
Heart of stone. Now, mine, I've got 2 actually. Carl and Ellie scenes from Up, when they're just going through all the different emotions and the different sort of phases in their life, and that just gets me every time. And it's actually quite a deep film for Disney when you actually look at it. Some of the things that go through, you know, when she loses the baby and like, you know, as they get older and they never quite go to where they were going to go to together, and life slips by, it just gets me every time. And the other film that always makes me a bit cry, and I think's quite emotional, is The Good Dinosaur. But that's just because, you know,
Yeah, I've not
just
seen
very
that.
sweet. No. So your one?
Yeah, I went for Up as well. Well, yeah, it is really sad, isn't it? It's real, isn't it? It's real life, isn't it?
Mm.
And it's sort of it's like a stark reminder of the inevitable.
Great. Okay, we'll move swiftly
So
on.
best you get on with things.
Number 9, what is your favourite Disney movie? This is so hard because there are so many. I mean, how can you choose a favourite? How can you choose a favourite? So I think in the end we sort of said that, well, this is one we did discuss, wasn't it? And we said that it's hard to choose a favourite because there are so many good ones.
And they're so different as well, aren't they?
Yeah, so how can you compare? So we in the end said, well, which films do you think we've watched the most? And we were saying the ones that we've watched the most between us are probably Mary Poppins, Toy Story and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So even though I wouldn't say they are our favourite because we've got others that we watch as well and that we love, but I think we'd have to go with that as a joint answer. Right, number 10. Which Disney movie is most overrated? Now, I think, without a shadow of doubt, for me, it was Frozen. And I know people are probably going to hate me for this, but I didn't really like it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Loved the music. Love Olaf, you know, and Sven. You know, there's parts of it I really liked, but I just didn't. I think we were late seeing it. We didn't see it for quite a while. So there'd been so much hype over it. And everyone was Frozen this, Frozen that, completely. Frozen was everywhere, saturated the market. And we hadn't seen it until it came out on DVD. And by the time we actually got to see it, I was kind of... I probably would really like the film if I'd have just seen it. But I think because there was so much pre-hype to it,
Yeah.
that once it actually, I watched it, I was like, what was the hype about?
Yeah, I liked it, but I think it was...
You liked it more than I liked it,
Yeah,
didn't you?
Yeah, I
But-
liked it, but I still think it was...
Excuse me while I grab my tea.
Still think it was maybe got a little bit more attention than it deserved.
As I say, I think I would have liked it probably as a film had I not have had all the hype first. But so, this brings us on to number 11.
Still good though.
What Disney movie is most underrated? Well, I think that if you were going to look at like Frozen being overrated, I think Tangled. I mean, I know the lantern scene's quite famous and everything, but I think Tangled as a film is really, really good. I really like Tangled, and I think it's quite underrated. And the other film I think is underrated is The Good Dinosaur, because a lot of people haven't even seen it or watched it, and you know, and it's.
No, I haven't seen it.
I think it's a really good film. It's really sweet. So, yours?
I couldn't find one.
You couldn't.
No, that's blank. So
Oh, right.
Didn't really come up with.
Okay.
But yeah, I suppose thinking about what you just said about the Tangled. Yeah, I think I preferred that than Frozen.
Mm.
That was the towel one, wasn't it, with the long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not so tangled hair.
So, number 12. What is your favourite Disney song? How can you choose, like the movie, how can you choose a favourite song? There are so many brilliant songs, so many. So, I kind of, I'm afraid I've cut mine down to 3. I've got others as well, but Part of Your World, Little Mermaid, just because it is a brilliant song. Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride from Lilo and Stitch, because that just reminds me of fun car journeys and singing with the girls. And Strangers Like Me from Tarzan, because I just really like the tune to that one, and I think that used to be one of Holly's favourites as well.
Yeah.
You?
I went for the Circle of Life.
Elton John.
Yeah. Because again, a bit like the Up thing, it's I don't know, you'll get a bit washed along, don't you, in the tide of life and that sort of, you listen to that and that sort of
Very philosophical
draws
tonight.
you back a bit, that sort of you know, when everything's becoming a bit of a blur, you hear that and that sort of just reminds you what it's all about.
Mm. Okay, number 13. What is your least favourite Disney song? One song I really can't stand that really winds me up is the Siamese Cat song from the Aristocats. I just really don't like that. I don't know, it just grates on my nerves. But simple as that.
Yeah, that's blank as well.
He's done really well on this, hasn't he?
Yeah, I couldn't really come up with that either, actually.
Oh. Right, number 14. Who is your most memorable Disney villain? Mine is Maleficent. I really like Maleficent, and I think that I love obviously the cartoon versions and everything, but I also really liked the Angelina Jolie. I don't necessarily like her as an actress, to be honest, but in that film I absolutely love her, and I think it's really good to have the backstory. And I think quite often with everything in life, when people are, sort of do bad things, or like you've got naughty kids at school or whatever, there's always a backstory. And I think that sometimes you have to sit back and look at the backstory to people to find out why they are like they are. And they probably just need somebody to love and care for them. And I like the Angelina Jolie film gives you the backstory to Maleficent, which I really like. So she's my most memorable villain. So, yours?
Jafar.
And where's that? Because you look like him.
Occasionally. On a
You're
bad
starting
day.
to look more like him each time.
Yeah, no, I just like his, I don't know, I like his outfit, the whole persona really. I just like the way he glides around with this dismissive look on his face all the time, and it's
A bit like you do, yeah.
yeah, it's sort of like, yeah, it just amuses me.
Right, so
but again, he's probably misunderstood as well. It's probably Johnny.
I think there's always a
Johnny cuddly
backstory.
chap,
Yeah.
But like Darth, he was a good chap after a while, wasn't he?
Number 15. Which classic Disney ride is your favourite? So I think for both of us, this is one we did talk about, because we were discussing what was a classic ride and what was a modern ride. But I think for both of us, Pirates of the Caribbean stood out, didn't it?
Yeah.
As being sort of one of our favourites. Also like Flying Dumbos. But Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, for both of us.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it was almost like a short trip through the movie, isn't it, really? It's
Well, the movie is based on the ride.
quite immersive. Well, I'm aware of that.
Yeah. So, number 16. Which modern Disney ride is your favourite? So, we haven't done Flight of Passage yet, because we've not been over to Florida yet, since that's been open. And I've got a feeling from watching vlogs and things that is going to be my favourite once I've done it. I've got a feeling that will be. But as it stands at the moment, on the rides that I've actually done, I think my favourite modern one has got to be Soaring. Although we both did prefer the old Soaring over California more than we prefer the Soaring around the world.
Yeah, I think it was better actually. Yeah,
What was your ride?
It was the same one, Soaring.
Soaring.
But yeah, I think there was a couple. Yeah, there's a few bits in the new one that are good, but I think all in all, I think as a whole, I think the experience was better with the old one. But yeah.
Right, number 17. Almost there. What is your favourite Disney music score? For me, that's an easy one. Because, I mean, well, it's not easy, I lie, because there's lots of scores that I like the music to. But quite often there's a few songs that I like and a few that are okay. But there is one score that I love all the songs from, and that is The Muppets Christmas Carol. And I just love all the songs from there. So that's my one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hands down. What did you go for?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
Curse
yeah.
of the Black Pearl.
Yeah, because quite often I'll go out and I'll come home, and as I open the front door, I get hit by this very, very loud music. And poor Pablo's in the hall like this with his hands over his ears, paws. Doesn't have hands, he has paws. Yeah, and apparently he's a pirate dog, and Gary is having a very immersive time with the music blasting out. So, yeah, that's definitely your favourite. So number 18, what is your favourite live action Disney movie?
Yeah, I went for Pirates of the Caribbean again. Curse of the Black Pearl.
You notice the theme here?
Yeah. Yeah,
the first one is your favourite, isn't it?
The Curse of the Black Pearl. Yeah, no, I like them all actually, but I think the first one's, if I had to choose out one other, I know they're
well, I think you can never beat the original of something, can you?
No, that's right, no. I think they've done pretty well though. I mean, a lot of sequels, regardless of how many there are, a lot of them have never really sort of live up to, do they? But I think they've all been really, really watchable. So the whole thing's been a long journey, isn't it, really? But obviously the first one's always the best first experience.
So I struggled a bit with this one, because there's a few. Obviously, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Love Johnny Depp, Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley. I think they're all brilliant in it. And the original Pirates of the Caribbean was my favourite, and obviously, since then I still like them all. But because Gary had put that answer and I knew he'd put that answer, I was thinking what other live action movies. Now I don't know if it classes as live action. I think it would, because it's got puppets in it, but obviously it's got humans in it as well, which is The Muppets Christmas Carol, which we have watched every year since, well, for the last 26 years basically, since we got it.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's one of my favourites, but obviously Pirates of the Caribbean
on VHS videotape and
DVD. Yeah. But I also like Saving Mr. Banks. I think that's a really lovely film. And Cool Runnings. I mean, that's a live action, and I really like that as well. That's Disney. So, there you go. So, that brings us to the end of our tag. Yay, we got there. Right, so we'd like to thank Travels with V and Steve for tagging us in this. As I say, their channel link will be down below, so go check it out. We have to now tag a couple of people in this, so we are tagging Jayne and James, who are a Dowling couple, and we will put all the details to their channel down below as well. Lovely young couple with a brilliant dog called Flynn, who our doggy Pablo kind of talks to via us.
Mad.
And they travel to Disney, do Disney vlogs. They also talk a lot about Disney in between times and everything, so they're really worth checking out. Really lovely young couple. So as I say, their details will be down below. And the other person we're going to tag in this is Olivia, Queen of the Mansion. She does ghost host stories, she does unboxings, all sorts of stuff on Disney, and she's got a Disney trip coming up later this year as well. So again, her details will be down below and really worth a look. So over to you guys to do this, and we thank you all for watching. Don't forget to check us out on social media. We are Instagram, and it's all up here. Instagram Disney Grown-Ups and Twitter at Disney Grown-Ups. And obviously if you already subscribe to our channel, then thank you very much. We are really grateful. We're still sort of a bit overwhelmed by the support that we've had from everybody, aren't we? And all the lovely comments we get from people and everything, because we didn't really think anyone would watch us or anyone would want to watch us. But yeah, so we're really grateful for all that. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching this now and you'd like to, what's stopping you? Hit that button. Just hit that button down there. So, yep. Thank you very much for watching. And...
What?
anything you'd like to add? I'd like to say thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
So thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Play nicely.
The sandwiches were lovely, especially the cucumber ones. Tea was pretty good. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
Bye.